lovers of movies, TV, and literature. Are you ready to shake things up? To those who have seen my videos before, welcome back. To those of you who are new, welcome, welcome. Come and sink your teeth into, well, my opinions of movies, TV shows, and books. And we're shaking things up because my thoughts do not always follow popular opinion on the subject matter. And speaking of subject matter, big differences. There's something about the words based on actual events that make people want to watch it more. Though then they get disappointed when they learn that not everything in the movie was true. Unless it is a verifiable documentary, no movie will ever be 100% accurate to the events. However, based on the book or event, should be closer to the source than based on the characters or inspired by. I got this topic because I was watching a character study of the Great Red Dragon based on the novel by the same name, and do not ask me who wrote it. I cannot remember, but he did Hannibal and Silence of the Lambs as well. And the gentleman was comparing and contrasting the 3 red dragons put to film. I don't know too much about Ray Fiennes or the other guys, though I do know that NBC's Hannibal that ended in 2015, because this is season 3, when you actually finally meet the red dragon. It stars it does star current, but newer flavor Mads Mikkelsen and current flavor Richard Armitage as the red dragon. Now, these guys, when you actually pay attention to the credits, it says based on the characters, which means we like Will Graham, we like Hannibal, we like the Red Dragon, but we don't really like the scenarios the book put them in, so we are going to take them and put them in an alternate timeline. As in, their lives diverged from the books. So as similar as they will be to the characters that inspired them, they will not be exactly the same. Hence why I said inspired by the characters, not the books. Another good based on the characters adaptation is BBC's Sherlock, starring flavor Benedict Cumberbatch and sweet little Martin Freeman, who is loosely titled an appetizer because I can watch him if I'm between flavors. Totally weird, but that's me. Whereas Sherlock and Watson are in modern England instead of Victorian England as the books had them depicted. Now, Percy Jackson and the Olympians were awesome books. They paid so much respect to the myths and legends and lore of the Olympians that you could actually see it plausible that they were in modern America. That the Olympians found a way to survive and thrive throughout the centuries to continue their lives nowadays. The movies not only butchered the books, but they slaughtered the myths that the books were based on. Because, point of fact, Persephone never cheated on Hades. She went to him of her own accord, and she stayed faithful to him. So, for the movie to have Persephone cheat on the oldest of the 3 brothers with a satyr, which she thinks is beneath her, is a gross violation of who and what she is. I have similar feelings about most of the Dune movies. I can't even bring myself to finish the newest adaptation, even with Jason Momoa in it. He plays my favorite Geedy Prime born, Atreides soldier, Duncan, Idaho. But the aesthetics of the characters, the very fact that they turned Chani's father, Stilgar's brother-in-law, Dr. Liet Kynes, into a woman is inexcusable. He has 4 canonical books saying he is male, making him a female in a franchise where all the female characters that are named and referenced are powerful in their own right and are compelling characters in their own right is wrong and disgusting, and it should not be allowed. And I'm not going to complain about Tilda being hired because I've never read the Doctor Strange comics. I do not know the source material enough to say whether or not she could have been a decent Sorcerer Supreme, or even if she was purposely canon divergent of the original having died unexpectedly and her taking over, which is perfectly reasonable. Because things like that happen in comic books. Like I said, I'm not criticizing that change because I don't know enough of the source material. So, if you are going to pick a movie or pick a book or mythos to base your show on, canonically, make it a point to say it is a canon divergence if it's based on the characters or inspired by the characters. But don't say based on the books by, and then change the aesthetics, change the characters. Then it's not the books. Then it is your creative license going amok. And that's kind of sad because many of the stories I've read would be awesome books. Or they're already awesome books. They'd be awesome movies. And then I see the movie and go, why the liberties? Why the liberties? If you're claiming to be a fan of this person's work, do like they did with Lord of the Rings or The Winds of War. And literally go to the book and say, no, that line was said right here. And yes, I know this is not a book, but I don't have any of my books with me. But that is what they did. In The Winds of War, because its author refused point blank several offers to make Winds of War into a saga, the director that took it on said, we will not have a script. We will be taking it straight from the book. Boy, did they do a good job. And I know there are people out there who don't like the Hobbit series. And once I get my Hobbit book back from where I have it stored, I will be finishing my talk about the Hobbit. But for now, let me know which movies you like that have been book adaptations, which book adaptation movies you hate. And these are my opinions. Feel free to disagree. And let me know if there are any topics you'd like me to talk about. Maybe there's a book series I haven't read or a movie series I haven't seen based on a book series. And do not ask me to do Vampire Diaries. I will not do Vampire Diaries. When I found out they got rid of a pivotal character and made it something else completely different, it turned me off. I will not do Vampire Diaries. However, Find the like button and tend to whatever injuries it may have sustained throughout the course of people using it too much. Rescue the subscribe button from zombies. Remember, kindness is the key to understanding. So be kind to me, be kind to each other, and have a great night. Bye.